just just pull the guy out of the train. They're not supposed to be doing this in the daytime. It's it's so cold out there, and they're harassing homeless, kicking people out in the cold. You know, and really they're trying to kill. They mess up the bathroom so you can't use the bathroom. I just see them kick a guy out of the train, and it's so cold. It's like they want to create more death. So there's some NYPD. They say there's some NYPD that are loyalists to Eric Adam. Already 15. They said up to 14 people have died from the cold. And I see this police, telling somebody to get off the train. He left this train and went to another train. So I don't know if they're trying to kill more people to embarrass this Mandani. They're brutalizing the poor people is the only answer. They removed the door lock to the bathroom, and one of the MTA bosses said they have to be arresting homeless, and they're creating panic. Say a lot of homeless are crazy, and that's why they're homeless, and they're creating panic. So this guy said the only way to help the homeless, their names are Lucius Ricio and Robert Mascali. They say Ricio is an MTA board member, and Mascali is the former deputy commissioner of the New York City Department of Homeless. So they're abusing homeless. They're trying to use the method which my mother's daughters who are born in America used to kill my mother. My mother is from Nigeria, and they framed my mother up as crazy and killed her, but poisoned her with counterfeit poison and killed her because my mother is potentially worth a lot of money. Me and my mother trying to sue the U.S. immigration at that time because immigration arrested me wrongfully as a child when she brought me and caused my mother to have a heart attack. And also we were trying to sue the NYPD for kicking us out of our basement apartment in New York City, me and my mother. So the daughters were living in Pennsylvania and they wanted to benefit from that lawsuit, potential lawsuit, and they allowed my mother to come stay with them in Pennsylvania while me and my mother was homeless in New York City. And my mother said when she got there, the daughters were violent with her, police had to be called. Flora, example, her husband was a U.S. military guy, tried to beat up my mother on several occasions, and the police threw my mother out of the house, Flora's house. Then she went to our other daughter's house, Palali, and she said that one was leaving snow on the floor so my mother can trip on and fall. Days after snow fell, she would leave the snow, my mother had to be shoveling, even though my mother had a heart problem and was trying to predispose my mother to having a heart attack because when people have a heart problem and they shovel snow, they get a heart attack. So they're creating tension everywhere. Remove the door lock on the bathroom. Somebody came and opened the door on the bathroom, mommy. Yeah, everyone, you flush, you won't flush. So they're creating tension. They reduce the bathroom hours. They used to leave the bathroom open from 5 a.m. to 12 midnight. Now they leave it open just 12 hours, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And someone like me that have diarrhea, so they're trying to, cause people, homeless people like me, to become decrepit, to look dirty. They said this is how they used to make fun of black Americans during slavery. You have people like Aunt Jamina. They said they always try to clown people to reduce their human worth. So I have diarrhea and they're reducing the bathroom hours, and also they bring the police to arrest you in the bathroom. And I just saw the police chasing somebody out. It's so cold. People are dying from the freezing weather. And it's one of the few trains. This is one of the few trains that has heat. The other train they turn off the heat. I guess because this is close to this train runs by the airport or something. I don't know why they left the heat on here. And so I saw the police chase a guy, and instead of leaving, he went into another train car. So they chase him from this train. I don't even know if they have enough cameras, to record. And that's what the police do. They've done it to that to me so many times here. They will tell you, that this Eric Adam, mess up everything. It was serving the interest of the rich whites. And he said no more unlimited train ride. Even though they still charge me unlimited, so once you get to the last stop, you have to disembark from the train. Even in the cold, rainy, snowy weather, they will throw you out of the stop. And there's a code blue saying the weather is too dangerous, it's killing people. And I just saw them told the guy to leave the train. I don't know why they told him to leave, and he didn't leave. He went to another train call. So this is crazy. And this Eric Adams has been clowning my daddy because my dad is a foreigner, saying he doesn't know how to solve your problem, that he needs to be locking people up. That's the only language people understand. And as they were wrongfully locking my mother up, they killed her. Eric Garner was helping my mother as they were wrongfully locking him up, they killed Eric Garner. And me also, they almost killed me when they were locking me up. So I believe this Eric Adams is serving the interest of some criminal gangs that hope to profit off of killing people. They say there's something called ghetto lottery. Ghetto lottery is where you create a fake accident and you go sue the city of New York in court. So my mother, our daughters were born in America, but me and my mother from Nigeria. She said our daughters was trying to kill her because they saw that the police evicted me and my mother from our basement apartment wrongfully. And my mother was still alive, so the daughters started poisoning her, told her to come to live with them in Pennsylvania, and started poisoning her with fish poison so she would die early, so they can say the eviction caused my mother to die early. And when they saw the poison didn't kill my mother long enough, my mother escaped from Pennsylvania, came back to New York to go to Bellevue. They came to Bellevue Hospital where my mother was being treated in ICU. They told the hospital to lock her up in the mental ward. So there's something wrong with my mother's brain. There's nothing wrong with my mother's brain, and that's how they killed my mother, as they were locking her up in the mental ward. The stress got too much and she finally got a heart attack. So they're doing a ghetto lottery in New York, whereby some of this police and the MTA are hoping to kill homeless people and share the money with a family member. I heard there was a gang here in the Midwest that used to lure homeless men home. A female gang here in the US in the Midwest in the 1990s. They used to lure homeless men home and seduce this man to marry them, and then they would poison this man with poison, and they would have already filed life insurance policy and get the money. So in New York City, there's a fraud ghetto lottery fraud going on, whereby some family members of homeless people are trying to get the NYPD to kill these homeless people in New York and get the money. My mother was killed through a ghetto lottery. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. And some of these MTA workers, they need to arrest them. They said more homeless people have to be locked up. He put it in the New York Daily News, February 1, 2026. Said the solution to homelessness is to lock people up in mental ward. This is Medicaid fraud. This is medical insurance fraud. You don't frame somebody up and call them crazy because they can't afford $1,000 rent. That is $12,000 a month. How many people can afford $12,000 a month? And they're reintroducing the pattern whereby Hollywood used to clown black actors. They have to act like clown. They have to act stupid. They have to act mentally retarded to work in Hollywood. People like Aunt Jemina. She was in the syrup bottle, and they said this is how the roles blacks have to play. So they're trying to clown homeless poor blacks to act like they're crazy or retarded, so that they can lock them up in mental homes. So that's the only housing they have for poor people, mental homes, and they want to be billing the Medicaid. This is Medicaid fraud. They locked me up in a NYU psychiatric hospital, and I was able to get out after 7 days. And then they told me I should sign the Medicaid paperwork. I said, no, I'm not signing no medical. This is Medicaid fraud. I'm not crazy. Why should you charge me like $100,000 for locking me up in a mental ward when I'm not crazy? And they stole my green card, stole my social security card when they arrested me on July 20, 2019 at the Bay Ridge Avenue and 4th Avenue, Brooklyn. So I said, I'm not paying the hospital bill. It was like $100,000. I said, I'm suing you. All of a sudden, Eric Adams said he has approved a new law to help people pay the hospital bill. So some people forgot to pay the hospital bill. No, this Eric Adams is being bribed by some criminals to be using people for Medicaid fraud. Using people for, so they said they already investigated Eric Adams for all kinds of crimes. Trump pardoned him for some, told them to drop the charges the Biden was trying to bring against him. But there's still more. And I've contacted the New York City Department of Investigation. And this Eric Adams has been mocking Madani, said Madani should continue his old policy of effing up the homeless, telling the police to be more brutal. And I believe this Eric Adams is serving interest that criminals that want to profit off of killing homeless. My mother's been killed. Our own daughters, set her up to kill her and to get all the money, that my mother was going to be entitled to, because me and my mother suffered abuse from the police when they kicked us out of our basement apartment on Staten Island. And Erigana was helping us with the poor papers to get our home back, and the police want to choke Erigana dead. they declare them crazy also. So there's a pattern of the NYPD declaring blacks crazy and killing blacks. You can Google NYPD killing blacks and declaring them crazy. And there are people that want to make profits off of such killings. So please, this is very serious. If you're watching my video, if you're on the same train with me, please donate to my Cash App. I just see some NYPD bother some homeless guy. He appeared to be homeless. I don't know if he's homeless or not. And they told him to leave. And this train is one of the few trains that has heat. The other trains don't have heat. So they are forcing homeless people to have pneumonia. I've been feverish. This train happens to have heat. So this is Abuse Rosa Parks March against the disparate treatment of blacks in the transportation system. Before, blacks were required to stay in the back of the bus. Now, they just, they judge you for being poor, which you're not supposed to do that. And they stereotype poor homeless blacks as crazy. In the past, Hollywood they only employ black actors that would act like clowns just to fit in a racial stereotype that a lot of black people are stupid and stuff like that. So this Eric Adam has continued that process of clowning poor blacks, and they're making a industry out of it, of killing people and getting the money to the family members, and that will now share the money with some of these New York public officials. So this is what you call racketeering. There's a RICO law in the U.S. It's a very serious criminal offense when anybody gangs up to use murder, to use torture to make money. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I want to take this matter to court. I've been reporting it to the state officials, New York Attorney General Lisa James, and they're not interested in helping me. I believe a lot of them are being bribed. My mother dead, Regina dead. They've been about to kill me. Too many deaths, and I have the skeletons. I know the skeletons in their cupboard. I'm a Nigerian. I can't do this alone. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. And this affects you as a customer in the MTA. They could frame you up as crazy. This MTA, please read the newspaper. February 1, 2026. Said they want to be locking up people. Thank you. Let me put it on top of my paper. My hands is full. Let me put it on top of my paper. I'll get it later. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like a or an email?
Yeah, my Cash App is NYC Homeless. You can find all my information.
Cash App.
Yeah, you can find my information on my Cash App, NYC Homeless. Because my phone is not working right now. But let me give you my phone number also. I don't have minutes. My phone number is 929-737-5205. And it's Total Wireless. If you can help me pay my minutes, it's like $40 a month, Total Wireless. If you can help me pay it, you can go to any Total Wireless store and tell them you want to. And my Cash App is also NYC Homeless. You find all my name, my information, because that's the only way you can get in touch with me. I have Instagram, but my name is Nigerian. Okay, let me give you my name also. My first name is spelled B as in Brooklyn, A as in Apple, B as in Brooklyn, A as in Apple, T as in teacher, U as in university, N as in Nancy, D as in David, E as in Edward. That's my first name. And my last name, I don't see too good. Yeah, okay, we got it. And my last name is O as in Oscar, L as in Larry, A as in Apple, B as in Brooklyn, O as in Oscar, P as in Peter, O as in Oscar.
Okay.
Thank you. So you can find my Instagram, YouTube. I have videos on YouTube. Every day I'm posting videos.
Alright, and I'll help with the wireless bill.
Thank you. And what's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel. Do you have a Facebook account?
No, I don't have anything online.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I would appreciate it if you can help me pay my phone bill.
Alright.
It's $40 total.
Okay, my Nigerian brother.
I'm a female now. I was born a boy. I'm now a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate your kindness. So she's been very nice to me. Please, let's support one another. Because this also goes into reparations, because slavery is stripping people of their civil rights. When the government strips people of their civil rights, they killed my friend Eric Garner, who was trying to help me, and I have the evidence, and the government refused to let me, refused to help me get justice for Eric Garner. So slavery is just stripping people of their civil rights, and when it's state-sponsored, and for over 10 years since they killed Eric Garner, killed my mother, I've been trying to get the government to help me, and they wouldn't help me. So that means the U.S. government is still practicing slavery. As a matter of fact, my mother contacted the Obama administration, said the police are abusing blacks on Staten Island, and they declined to help us. That was in like 2010. Then Eric Garner told me he was going to go to court with me that the police are abusing blacks on Staten Island, and they chopped him dead immediately. These are two people that try to help, and they're now dead, my mother and Eric Garner. So the police have been abusing blacks on Staten Island for so long. They took my home on Staten Island. I was in a basement apartment, I had a kitchen, bathroom. I never really used to come out here. I used to mainly be on Staten Island. And since they rendered me homeless, I've been on the subway for years now. And nobody wants to help me. My green card has gotten stolen by the police when they arrested me. I used to work as a home aide. So for almost 7 to 10 years, they left me impoverished, enslaved. I can't work. I can't go to school. I'm just stuck begging people, please help me with food, please help me with money. So that's enslaving me, and the U.S. government is aware about my situation. My mother contacted them, I've contacted them. So they're enslaving blacks, and please join with me to file a class action lawsuit. And most definitely this MTA, they said they're going to be treating the poor people, mainly blacks, like slaves. So they're going to be locking us up. So I have the Daily News on February 1, 2026. One of the MTA bosses, his name is Ricio. He said, and it's not even a psychiatrist, he said he just knows a lot of the homeless are crazy. Have you talked to every homeless? How are you able to diagnose people? Are you psychic or what? So that's an unlawful practice of medicine. And I'm trying to get him arrested, because the police always come into the bathroom to arrest me. I was born a boy, I'm not a girl. I use the women's bathroom, and they'll just make up lies about me. Arrest me in the bathroom, and that's very dangerous. The last time they arrested me in the women's bathroom, they almost killed me. They beat me up, as I was trying to use the bathroom, and they were pressing on my stomach so I would mess up my pants as they dragged me out. I also suffer from diarrhea I've never seen. So you're treated like an animal. You can watch my videos on my YouTube. Just go to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. You can find my full name, watch my video on my YouTube. You wouldn't believe people practice slavery, and here in America they're still practicing slavery. The government. So please sue for reparations. Use all these evidences. This is and Trump is definitely heading and abetting, because I criticize him a lot. That's why he's been calling Nigeria shithole country. They put a travel ban on Nigeria. So they know I have all the information. And instead of Trump to help me, he's been using intimidation. As a matter of fact, I believe Trump was the one that ordered them to arrest me in the bathroom. Because last year, he was saying he's going to invade Nigeria. That's what they said that Nigeria is a disgrace. And I was telling people, I think this is in Anando, because he likes to talk about people by using nicknames. He used to call this guy, he calls Nancy Pelosi crying Nancy. He has nicknames for people. So whenever he's talking about me, he always refers to me as Nigerian, because I criticize him online. So I believe the feds have already told him about me. So last year, you remember, saying he's going to invade Nigeria and put Nigeria under lockup. So that Nigeria is a disgrace. And I went to use the bathroom. I was telling people I think it's threatening me again, because I have a lot of information that the feds cover up Eric Garner's death, cover up my mother's death, who's also a U.S. citizen. So I said they're afraid of me because of the information I have. They just don't want to deport me because they're afraid people may help me overseas to bring a lawsuit. So they just want to kill me here. So last year I said that Nigeria is a disgrace. I'm going to send my law enforcement to take over the country. And I told people I think it's threatening me. And I went to use the bathroom as soon as I said that in November last year, I went to use the bathroom, November 2025. 7 police officers showed up, dragged me out of the bathroom, started choking me. You know, and I noticed they were all Spanish. So I thought they were Puerto Rican. So I was screaming, these Puerto Rican police officers are abusing me. I'm a black Nigerian. And as I was screaming, they said, no, we're all from Venezuela. So I'm like, how is it possible in New York City they can assemble 7 Venezuelans to arrest me in the bathroom? Until a few days later, Trump brought the Venezuelan president down the street from Chambers Street to Manhattan Federal Court. He said he was also kidnapped. You know, so I believe he's been intimidating me that, look, you're nobody. If I can go grab a Venezuelan president, you know, I can grab you at any time and kill you at any time. So you better shut your mouth and stop talking about reparation. So this is a proof that the U.S. government supporting slavery of blacks. I have evidence that Uganda was killed on purpose for trying to help me, you know, with my immigration matter and my housing matter. I was going to go to court and I recorded at the same place where I talked to him last. They went and took him the days later. You know, so their first already know about the information. So they're enslaving the blacks here and claiming slavery ended 500 years ago. I don't think so. So please donate to my Cash App. United we stand, divided we fall. So this it could be a blessing in disguise for civil rights, because it's so raw and it doesn't use any form of modicum of any cover-ups. So and that's what is needed to win reparation in court. So please unite with me. They don't let me use the bathroom. You can serve as my witness in court. There's a whistleblower lawsuit also that if the government officials are engaged in corruption and you expose it, you can win money for yourself. So they leave me in very dirty condition. I have to wear diapers. So you can serve as my witness in court that you saw me, you smelled me. You know, I'm so sorry. You know, and the jury will need information like that. So slavery is definitely going on in America. They've been denying that it stopped 500 years ago. How can slavery be over when I, as a crime victim, have been seeking justice for every corner for my mother? I post videos online and the government doesn't contact me to help me. So that's slavery, when you strip people of their rights, kill their friend, every corner, kill their mother, and don't let them get justice. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. Help me find a lawyer. You know, so this is proof that could help sue for reparation. You know, and now the head of the MTA said they're going to be locking up the poor people in psych ward because we can't afford $1,000 a month rent. Where places like Dallas, there's a black American mayor there. They introduced Section 8 for every homeless person on the street. Same day, I believe. And they said now there's no more homeless in Dallas. Somewhere in Texas, I'm not sure of the city. You know, they said the homeless population disappeared. Everybody's now in the housing. So I said New York is more richer than Dallas. Can you please introduce the same Section 8? So I was telling people on the train a few years ago, and the city council passed a law making it mandatory to give everybody on the street Section 8. And Eric Adams vetoed the law. They had to sue him. So now they said they're going to implement it, but it may take up to 5 years. They're going to do it slowly. Nobody can afford to wait 5 years to use the bathroom, to have a home. They need to be like Dallas, do it now. So please. So these are some of the things I want to go to court for, to get an emergency order that they shouldn't wait for 5 years to give every homeless person house. In Dallas, they give people housing within 24 hours. You know, the court already agreed that, you know, they have to give people Section 8 immediately, but they're saying they need more time, they need up to 5 years. No, 5 years is too long to wait. New York has the money. They can give everybody Section 8 right now. You know, so they freeze up the other trains, the R train, the 3 train. Only this one has heat. And they send their police to arrest the homeless on the street. Throughout every kind of administration. As soon as I'm sleeping, they'll come and wake me up. I'll be back and say, get up. You look crazy. You know, for sleeping. A black American guy I spoke with, you see his video on my YouTube. He said he was sleeping also, and they can't take him away. Lock him up in the psychiatric ward for 3 months for sleeping on the subway. You probably heard of this black American Broadway actor. He said he was occupying more than 2 seats on the Metro North, and he said they arrested him. You probably heard about him. It's in the Broadway show. You know, so this will affect you also, but they said they didn't deny it. They didn't arrest him, they just threw him out of the train. You know, normally they're supposed to just tell him, okay, please don't occupy more than 2 seats. But he said they brought him kicked him out of the train for occupying 2 seats, you know. And they're just overly enforcing laws against black. Also, the ACLU said that New York City, after they killed Chambel and the court ordered them to stop profiling black drivers, they said now 70% of the drivers the police stop in New York City are black and Spanish. They only stop like less than 20% of white drivers. You know, so they're back to racial profiling, driving while black. Remember Chambel was driving in Queens and the police shooting dead? And the court already told them to stop doing that, profiling people. They say now they're profiling people while driving. So you're not safe driving while black. You're not safe riding the train while black. They always pull me out of the train every time because I'm black. And, you know, and I'm from Nigeria. I'm very careful about my way I move because of my immigration status. So there's no way I'm purposefully breaking their laws. I don't occupy more than 1 seat. I chain lock There was a time the governor said she should be arresting me because she doesn't want men to have carts, to have strollers. So only women in America should have strollers. So excuse me, sir. You know, you can't have a stroller, sir. I'm like, excuse me, I'm not a woman. I said, it doesn't matter. The governor said, you know, only people with children, women with children. I said, no, this is discrimination. You know, you can't penalize someone for their family status. You know, your family, your family, you know, you could be a single person and still live in New York and have the same rights as people that have children. So they were arresting me, and I told them, look, I'm anemic. I have low blood counts. I'm always tired all the time. So I use this as my walker. I've been diagnosed as anemic. And they still arrest me all the time, throw me out in the snow for having a stroller. I said, look, I put all my stuff I need for my anemia, my medical stuff, and I can't carry bags because I feel tired all the time. So pushing this stuff with 4 tires helped me balance. You know, and they arrest me for every little thing. You know. So please, this is xenophobia, this is homophobia, this is black phobia, and some of us meet every phobia. I'm a foreigner, I'm gay, I'm black, you know, so all my life is killing. My mother's been killed, my father has been killed, my friend I got has been killed. So they're just using me as the punching bag for all of their hate. And people just see me every day. I used to be so quiet before my mother died and before everybody died. I said, you've been quiet too long. You got to speak out to people. You know, because I'm the last born of my mother, so I'm always used to my mother fighting for me. So for almost 10 years, I'll just sit down on the train quiet. And life has passed me by. I finished high school in Nigeria at 15. Now I'm almost 44. I haven't graduated college because of all the issues I've been having. You know, so, and, you know, there's some spirituality to this. I used to go to a Nigerian church called Synagogue, and the prophet there was warning people in the 1990s, said, please avoid going to America. Said there's going to be a new slavery in America. I said that slavery, people will be watching on TV and be crying. Said that new slavery is going to be brutal. And people thought this Nigerian prophet was crazy. His name is Joshua. You know, but they said they call him Nostradamus. People said the America can't go back to slavery. And as soon as my mother brought me here, they arrested me at the airport. Said my mother's green card doesn't allow her to bring any children. So my mother was like, so what is she supposed to do with a minor child? Throw the child in the garbage? How do you give people green cards? I said it doesn't allow them to bring children. They're just supposed to come here alone. Green card is a permanent visa. You know, so, and they arrested me at the airport. And the case lasted 8 years. So I found out they did me wrong. They had a visa they could have given me at the airport for children of permanent residents called a humanitarian emergency visa. So that because the U.S. signed a law that they're not going to separate family. So if the parent has a visa, they're going to give the child some kind of visa to stay with the parent. So that was what Uganda was trying to help me for, and they went and killed him right away. Because I've been put on immigration surveillance. Once you've ever had an immigration case, they put you on immigration surveillance forever. And that's wrong. Immigration status shouldn't be a death sentence. So, they had me on surveillance forever and ever and ever. So they listened to everything I say, and then regardless of what's going to happen, and they killed them. So please, bullies, and I know that the first thing people do is to try to hide from bullies, but hiding doesn't solve nothing. You gotta confront them with the truth that they're still enslaving blacks, they're bullying. So please, I want you to donate money to my Cash App. You're all my witness. Nobody should be having to wear diapers. As an adult, I have diarrhea. This is the pill I take for my diarrhea. And they deny me access to the bathroom. And try to leave me in soiled conditions so that people will be mocking me, holding their nose and running away from me, treating me like a monkey for over 10 years now. And the MTA boss, his name is Ricio. He put it in February 1, 2026 that the MTA is committed to locking up homeless in the psych ward. So I need him arrested right away under Section 1986. No government official should threaten to strip someone of their civil rights. It's imprisonment in prison, so I'm so happy that he was bold enough to put pen to paper and expose them himself. So his name is Ricio. He made some admission that should get him locked up. Slavery is over, Mr. Ricio. I don't know if you're white or whatever your color is, it doesn't matter. Slavery is over, and you're going to find out. You are the one that's going to get locked up. I've been seeing them mass arresting black Americans, locking them in the psych ward. One case was so sad. I've known him for like 10 years, and he's not crazy. He's an older man, and they put him in handcuffs, and I was screaming, why are you taking him to? They said psych ward. I said, it's not crazy, and I never saw him again. So they lock up a lot of these black Americans in psych ward, and be treating people like animals, and he didn't even protest, and he was just there quiet. And I recorded it. I was crying. I was like, why are you treating people like animals? Because of their color. And he thought that was the right thing they were doing. They were helping them. And it wasn't crazy. And I said, well, they'll put them in psych ward like that for I spoke with a guy, said they put them in psych ward for many years. And he said they told them, you can get free housing. Just cooperate with us. They were telling me this. I said, damn your free housing. I want my freedom. When they put me in the psych ward, said cooperate with us. Once you're diagnosed as crazy, we'll put you in a mental home. I said, no. I said, I'd rather be poor on the street than live in a mental home. And they beat people dead in the mental home also. Please Google search. Because, I said, nobody will believe you. If the workers beat you up, the jury would think, you're a problem person. That's why you were locked up in a mental home. So they beat up. In Oklahoma, they said they've been beating up, raping people. So please, value your freedom. Fight to the end for your freedom. There was this woman. She was in coma, and they put her in a nursing home, and they raped her in the nursing home, and she had a baby in a Florida nursing home. And the nursing home denied that they didn't rape. Nobody raped her. She must have came in pregnant. And her mother was like, she's been in the nursing home for 10 years. How does somebody come pregnant? Sometimes people don't give birth early in coma, and the baby slowly developing. And they didn't want to call the police, and the mother called the police. And they did the DNA of the baby. Turned out one of the male nurses was the one raping her. So please value your freedom, because without your freedom, and when you notice a trend of locking people up, anybody can be misjudged to be a homeless. This black American actor, he said they locked them up. He was in a subway, Metro North, and he was going to Westchester. He said they pulled him out of the train. He said he was occupied with a 260. They said they didn't arrest him. They said they only came out of the train. He said they arrested him. Regardless, that's over-enforcing laws. You can speak with people, not everything. And there's a law here in New York City, Floyd versus City of New York, that says the police should stop targeting people of color and over-enforcing every little law. So Bloomberg started with the broken windows approach, that if they focus on these little things people do, it will scare people from committing bigger crime. So what they do is engage in racial profiling, and they target the black people. They say the black people are more likely to be criminals. So every little thing you do, you're in the train, they can arrest you for occupying more than one seat. They can arrest you for falling asleep. Even this Eric Adams said they should he said even though you have a limited subway ride, he said the police can throw you out of the train station at the last stop. That everybody should disembark. And and all night long, they'll deny me sleep. They'll surround me every last stop. They say, get out. And don't come back because, you violated a rule. They said at the last stop you're supposed to have voluntarily left. I'm like, I have an unlimited subway card and this is fraud. Because I always buy unlimited like for $34 a week. I'm like, if you're telling me unlimited no longer means unlimited. Unlimited means one ride only and you have to get on. In the cold, in the snow. One day they threw me out in the snow. It was so cold, it was raining. I fell down the staircase. I had bruises on my leg. Yeah, I was crying. I was freezing. And it's like they're trying to, encourage people. They said that they do this to people that have evidence against the government. They will make you commit suicide or something. It's even been alleged that this Epstein may have been killed while he was arrested because he had so many secret files on everybody in the government. So if you have any information against government officials, they'll find a way to arrest you or kill you. So one of their ways of trying to arrest me is to be declaring all homeless people crazy. So that way they can just arrest you. So they deny me access to the bathroom. They removed the door lock on the Jamaica Station bathroom. As I was using the bathroom today, somebody came and opened the door on me. Because they removed the door lock. So they're doing things on purpose to get you angry. So they can say, oh, you're crazy, quite alright. You're always screaming and shouting. So they rage baits people. Even this Trump was going to the extent of calling Nigeria shithole country. They're making fun of my diarrhea condition. There was even a time he tried to run me over with his car. I used to go gamble. I've been homeless now for 15 years. I used to go gamble in a hotel. It's called the Trump Casinos and Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. So I won some money and they didn't pay me the money I won. And they called the police to remove me from the hotel in Atlantic City. So I recorded the whole incident. And this was 2011. And by 2014, Eric Garner was going to be helping me with any court cases I have. And the police, when I killed Eric Garner right away. Then somebody lured me. As soon as Eric Garner was killed, said I was still homeless. They said, people, they're giving out Christmas presents in front of Trump's house in 2014. So I went to stand in front of his house waiting for my Christmas present. And within 5 minutes, they came in this black SUV and tried to hit me with a car. I'm under FBI surveillance because of my immigration case. So they work. I had my cell phone with me. If you're under FBI surveillance, they're able to tap into your cell phone microphone. Even if your cell phone is shut off. They said they download a spyware to your cell phone that keeps the microphone active. And they were hearing people screaming that is Trump trying to run you over. And I never got justice. He went on and became president. That's vehicular attempted manslaughter. I never got justice, nobody arrested him. So I think they're updating about me. And he always wants, anytime I post a message about him online, within 24 hours he wants to say something to threaten me. Either call Nigeria shithole, either say they should lock up all the homeless, And as an immigrant, this is crazy. So I'm trying to get the Congress to look into this. And I was so happy when the congressman from Arizona is a senator. His name is Mr. Mark Kelly. I don't remember his name. Senator Mark. I believe that's his name, Mark Kelly. He said they found out Trump was duping people in his hotel in 2011. When they win money, he wouldn't give them the money. He would chase them out of the hotel with the police. And then he declared bankruptcy and shut down the hotel. I was one of the victims. But because of my immigrant status, It's been very hard for me to be very vocal, you know, and it's been doing immigration raids around me. So I've been, you know, but under the law in America, when you expose crime against a government official, you know, even if you're an immigrant, you can serve as my witness and you can get like a T visa that qualifies you for a green card within 3 years. So a lot of you are on the train with me, you can smell me. I have to wear diapers, they don't let me use the bathroom, even if you're an immigrant. Just because you can smell me and stuff, if you come to court with me and to testify that, you know, this Trump is abusing his powers to cover up his own crimes by scamming immigrants from speaking out like me. You know, I'm not a lawyer. Talk with your lawyer, but there's a visa called T visa for immigrants without papers. If they help to expose crimes and serve as witness, and that visa will allow you to get a green card within 3 years. I'm not a lawyer, but a lawyer would better be able to advise you if that would apply to your situation. So please, you have nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, it's very scary, but try to do the right thing. So whether you're an immigrant, whether you have papers or not, you know, this affects you too. You know, because nobody should live in a country where the police can kill your friend, try to kill you, and because you're an immigrant, you can't say nothing. If they can do it to me, they can do it to you, whether you have papers or not. So please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. I want to be able to find a housing right away, because they've been trying to set me up and kill me on the train. They don't let me use the bathroom, always trying to fight me. You know, so please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, and please try to find me lawyers. And this guy needs to be arrested. His name is Ricio. He wrote in the Daily News of February 2026 that the homeless people should be locked up. And the Daily News also have been contacting them because my mother used to volunteer for them. She used to help them with the immigrants. They used to do a program every year. Said they want to connect immigrants to lawyers. So my mother used to volunteer for them. So my mother was locked up in the psych ward. Our own children set her up because they wanted to kill her early so they can inherit her properties and stuff. So then after that, the police locked me up in the psych ward also. So I was calling the Daily News. I have nobody. And while I was in the psych ward in 2019, and they told me they're going to come, they never showed up. You know, they gave me a false promise. So when I was released out of the psych ward, I've been contacting them, and now they don't respond back to me. It's like they don't like the fact that I escaped their life. Now they're saying, Mandani, please lock up these homeless. They're crazy. The Daily News put that in the newspaper. So we can't have these homeless people just walking around. So they're trying to get me killed because they defrauded me, saying they were going to help me when I was in the hospital. They never showed up. They used their guy called Pascadola. I don't know the president very well. It was calling me in the side, was said, just keep updating us. I'm like, I don't want to be here. Please come release me. They said there's something called sensational journalism, where journalists try to get something to get worse, so that people, they say, you know, they sell a lot of newspaper when an immigrant is killed. They say whenever there's a news break of the city of New York killing an immigrant like Diallo, people snatch up the papers and buy. So this Daily News was grooming me to be killed. They didn't want to help me. So they were hoping, you know, my case would also end up fatal. And then they'll publish the story that, this immigrant suffered, the mother killed, the father killed. You know? So now the Daily News, since I've been calling them out, I've been telling people to help me sue them because they're defrauding immigrants, claiming they care about immigrants, and they wouldn't help me investigate anything. Now they put a picture of the Mandani smiling, and they were like, Mandani, this is not funny. The homeless people are crazy. This is why they're dying. Remove them, put them in psych lockup. You know, so they are trying to emotionally blackmail Mandani, so make it look like he's the one killing the homeless by not locking us up in the psych ward. And it's some of the xenophobes in this city. They're turning up the heat on the R train, the 3 train, and if you come, the only train that has E now is the number E train, is the letter E train, and they put the police to arrest you if you come here. So now I'm having pneumonia condition. I feel feverish. I feel tired. I think they want me to die next from pneumonia. My voice, you can hear the nasalness in my voice. My voice is not very nasal. You know, it's because of the pneumonia. I feel very feverish and tired. You know, they said 14 people have died already of the cold. You know, so please donate to my cash out. I don't want to be the next one to fall from the cold. You know, so please, this daily news needs to be investigated for abuse of the U.S. laws. You know, and they're trying to emotionally blackmail Mandani. Because I've been telling people that I'm about to sue Daily News. They should support me to sue also because they're defrauding people, claiming they care about immigrant rights, and they don't give a care in the world. So now they're trying to blackmail Mandani. And they put a picture of him smiling. Say, Mandani, do something fast. This homeless needs to be locked up. So, you know, so that Mandani can now join in and tell the police, okay, start locking up this homeless anyway, find them. Yesterday I was charging my phone and the guy came around me. So you're charging your phone in the cold. You know, you need to leave. It's too cold. I'm like, excuse me. I know. Don't try to babysit me. Don't try to take advantage of my condition as a homeless. And of course, so they always try to get me to not have charge on my phone so that I won't be able to record nothing. And they say in this country, no pick, no case. Somebody can slap you, beat you up. If you don't record them, slap you, beat you up, the police will arrest them. So now they scare me from charging my phone because they have charging booth, the link server phone kiosk. So sometimes I just stand there late at night, charge my phone. You know, and this guy came around me, said, leave, don't charge your phone, it's too cold. I'm like, excuse me, it was a white guy. I said, just because I'm a black Nigerian doesn't make me your slave. And it was acting like he was about to go and call the police on me. So that's crazy, me charging my phone. You know, so now they're, you know, it's called grief nursing, where people pretend to care about somebody and instead they just want to kill the person, exaggerate the condition. You know, and that's an abuse of civil rights. Now the newspaper said they should lock up the homeless, they're crazy. But this daily is trying to get me killed through lockup. My mother was killed through wrongful psychiatric lockup. So they're telling Mandani, stop smiling, lock this homeless up. You know, and a white guy came at me in front of the Brooklyn Federal Court yesterday. Yesterday was February 1, 2026. It was around 1 p.m. I was standing at Cadman Plaza and Clinton Street. Across from Brooklyn Federal Court, there's a phone booth. And you see that there's a street camera, NYPD camera that records the traffic. You see I was standing there at 1 p.m. And you see a white guy come near me. And he was saying, sir, so I'm a female, stop calling me sir. He said, you gotta leave, it's too cold for you to stand outside. I'm like, when did I become a slave? There were people walking around, it was 1 p.m. He said, leave. And it was acting like he was about to go call the police on me. So they said there's something called Karen, when white people will call the police on black person, exaggerate everything. So they're abusing us immigrants. So please turn to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. You know, and the MTA and the New York Daily News post in the Daily News of Sunday, page 26, say lock up this homeless, they're all crazy. They all need psychiatric care, they can't afford $1,000 a month to rent a place. It means they're crazy. So this is emotional blackmail. This is a violation of Section 1986 of U.S. law that no people should conspire, whether they're government agents or they're civilian, no people should conspire to strip someone of their civil rights. So lock this Daily News up, take away their license, and enough of their, I don't mean to curse, enough of their hogwash, and they need to have a reality check. If they think immigrants are nobodies and black people are nobody. So please join with me. If you ever bought the Daily News, you can sue them to get your money back, you know, and sue them for fraud, because they do. Look at Don Lemon. He's a gay black American. Trump had him arrested. Said he's violating the journalism stuff and is, you know, it's inciting riots. I don't know what they arrested him for. They always arrest the blacks for everything. But this Daily News, they're trying to get people killed. This Don Lemon, they said he went to a church and was interrupting the church service. I didn't really follow the story. He's also gay. So please, this is an example. This is Don Lennon. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I think it's Don Lemon. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So sorry. I'm Nigerian. I don't really know how to pronounce English names. You know, please, Don Lemon, please contact me to tell the court they are possibly racially profiling you as a black journalist. Because these white journalists do whatever, and nobody holds them accountable. And you are the scapegoat. They say you are the epitome of bad journalism. This Daily News, I told them I'm vulnerable. My mother used to work for them. And Regana was killed while helping me. My mother was killed also. I said they've been telling me I'm about to kill next. I contact Daily News all the time. And for 6 years, they leave me hanging. And they go up and they now post it because they know I don't really get to read the paper. So they think I won't find out. But once in a while, I get. There's a store that always give me free newspapers, tell me to come late at night. So when I go there, they give me the papers late at night because they throw it in the trash. So I was reading, I was like, what? So the thing is, then I wouldn't know what is going on. I wouldn't know where the heat is coming from. And these ladies are trying to get me arrested and killed. So this is what you call racketeering. There's a RICO law that people can't conspire to kill somebody and strip them of their life, of their worldly possession. So please donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. And journalists like this are dangerous. They could get you all locked up because anybody can be made to look homeless, can be framed up as homeless. Even before I became homeless, sometimes they always ask me, am I homeless? Because I always drive around with many bags. You know, so anybody, you know, people like Diallo was killed wrongfully. The police thought he was the one that committed the crime, but it was somebody else. So please, people can be misjudged. Donate to my Cash App NYC Homeless. Thank you. You know, what goes around comes around. People have been killed by mistaken identity. Anybody can be mistaken for homeless and put in a psych ward. You could be carrying multiple bags, you could have gone shopping, and it could just frame you up. So please don't keep quiet about this. So I use the bathroom also. They always try to lock me up. You know, deny me access to the bathroom. They want me to leave my panties, you know, dirty and stuff so they can film my scripts. And these ladies also trying to get me killed because they don't want to pay lawsuit money because they told me they were going to help and didn't help me. They defrauded me, but with false promise. I used to buy the paper, waiting for them to help me. Now they just want to send them to kill, and they're blackmailing Mandani, and they need to investigate them. Because this is bad journalism. They shouldn't just be arresting a black journalist, says the epitome of bad journalism. And some of these white people want to get you killed as journalists. These are not just journalists, they're promoting the white agenda, pretending to be hippies and to support immigrants. So, you know, you Daily News, you're fraud and trying to get people killed, God is going to judge you.